on it this morning. We've got a quick little intro to do in the fishing room here, and then we're gonna go ahead and get into some action. I'm gonna go catch some bait, go look for some snook. It's rainy, it's windy. We're gonna see what's going on. But real quick, in the fishing room, here is that Kubera snapper jaw that I told you guys about that we were gonna make, and then the little teeny hook I caught it on. I actually lost the original hook. I don't know where it is, but that's the hook I used, same style hook. But that's how the Kubera turned out. And to give you guys a size reference, that Kubera was 8 pounds, 14 ounces, I believe it was. And this is an 11-pound mangrove snapper. So look at the Kubera jaw is bigger on a much smaller fish. And then there's an 87-pound Kubera jaw. That's a different video though. You gotta go back in the channel to find that guy. But one thing we got here, these are these Thunderbird real food bars. Now I'm always out on the go fishing and don't really stop and end up a lot of time going ahead with the gas station food, and it's not good for you. But these are really, really good for you food bars that are like dates, apricots, figs, seeds, nuts, superfoods, spices, real good stuff, tons of different flavors. They're easy to carry. I've been liking them. This is my favorite one right here, the coffee one. But there's a bunch of different flavors. So check them out. I'll put a link in the description to them, and you can go ahead and check that out and not keep eating junk. Get some good stuff in you to give you energy for the day and take care of you in the long run. But we're gonna head downstairs now. We're gonna go look for some bait and then go try to find some fish. You can see behind me, it's a pretty gloomy morning. It's been raining on and off. We're looking for a couple finger mullet now. Before the sun came up, I got some bait, some big baits. But I want to get a couple finger mullet too, because might find some small snook or tarpon around. And the way I do that usually is just kind of dock hop and hit up all the places you know where you might find bait. Boat ramps, bridges, public docks, private docks if you have access to any of them. And we're basically just walking around looking for some mullet. We've had a lot of rain lately. The water's getting dirty, but we should be able to scrape together a couple mullet today. And I'll show you guys the rig I used to catch them and keep them alive. Really glassy water, but it's dirty. Even with the glasses on, I can't really see into it too well. There's no mullet on top. I mean, that would be really easy to see. But a little trick I use on docks is you walk around and just give it a good stomp. And if there was mullet around and they were anywhere near the surface, you would have just seen them spook. So I'm not even gonna waste the time here. I'm not even gonna throw the net. I'm just gonna keep moving. Especially on days like this when I'm dodging the rain and stuff. I want to do one and done throw with the cast net. I don't want to be getting all wet and driving around from spot to spot. So we're going to find the bait. We're going to find it thick, or at least find enough. I really only want like 4 or 5 mullet to go with our big baits. We'll go ahead and show you that setup now. So here's my setup I use. It's just basically like a little motorcycle size battery, 12-volt battery. And then I have the Keep Alive well, about 15-gallon well. Now this battery will power this bubbler for days. Sometimes I'll even hook up 2 of them depending on how many baits I have. It's got 2 hoses that come out of it. You can find them at a ton of different bait shops. I know Strike Zone has them, Black Dog has them. But that's my setup. We got a couple big baits in here, but like I said, we want to go find those mullets, so we're gonna keep moving and see if we can find some. So we're at another spot now. Oh, there's mullet sitting right there. I don't know if you guys can see him, but there's definitely some mullet. Looks like a lot of mullet. We're gonna go ahead and grab our net. So we're heading back out. We got the net. It's the 12-foot Barracuda Custom. I don't know what it says on the bucket. I got a few of them, but this is the 12-foot Barracuda Custom. And I throw a bigger net if I got the room for it. Just throw the net. You got a better chance of getting the bait you need. Get it done in one throw and start fishing. All right, loading up the net. I got a video on this, so I'm not really going to go over an instructional, but I'll put that link in the description. And this is the Barracuda cast net. You guys do get discounts on these nets using my coupon code. It's in the description of all my videos, so look down there. And we are loaded up. So I do a spin. It's just the way I like to throw. Gives you a nice open pancake, and I know we got some mullet. Look, I got a mullet bouncing on top of the net. Here we go. See us some mullet. Look at it, with that giant 12-foot net, I only got about 6 baits. So that's why it's really nice to be throwing that big net. I'm gonna drop it down. make it easier to lift. And right there, we got us some mullet. Perfect size for little tarpons and snook. I'm pumped up now. We got our finger mullet and we got the giant baits I caught this morning while it was dark out. Now those baits that I got when it was dark out, if we catch something on that, it is going to be a big fish. We're gonna go over, head to the fishing spot now. That's about it. So you can see I bounce around a little bit. I bounce around from spot to spot to spot. This is the third spot I went to this morning looking for the mullet, and I got a couple of them. I'm happy. Let's go hit it. So we're gonna go ahead, try to do some fishing. You guys like when I do the real dock crazy stuff, big fish, tight area. So we're going for absolute monsters today. We're going for a 40-inch snook. I got big baits. We're fishing ladyfish for giant dock snook, and we're gonna see if we can go ahead and find one. Let's find one of these giant baits we have. Oh, there he is. Big old ladyfish. There he is. That's a slob. That's a slob. Oh man, brute. Gonna try to keep his head up. Gotta tire him out a little, can't grab him yet. That's a 40, dude. That's a 40. Woo. Thump that ladyfish. Oh, baby. Oh, baby, look at that thing. Look at that freaking pig. Oh my God. Look at that pig. That is a beast. Hook got him right there. Let's go ahead and get a good pic of this guy. This thing is a total freaking pig. Oh my God. This thing is giant. I don't think you guys understand how big this fish is, but beautiful fish. We're gonna go ahead and get it back in the water.
Come on. Come on. Oh, buckets. Oh, kicking right off. Man, I would have liked to do a longer goodbye on you, but whoo, that was awesome.
It's official, biggest snook of my life, and it's on video, and you guys got to see it. Just freaking insane, super stoked. But there's a couple things I want to go over, because that fight only took 10 or 20 seconds, and where it may have looked pretty easy on camera, I was pulling that fish harder than you could imagine. And I'm going to go over the gear I had that let me be able to do that. But something you'll see in the fight, the fish is just splashing a lot. You see all the thrashing at the surface. If you see that fish's tail kicking and it's knocking water into the air, that's water that's not being, or power that's not being transferred into movement, because it's just thrashing in the air. It's not going anywhere, which is really how you can tire them out very, very quickly. But the gear I'm using is what did it. I got my big old tarpon setup. It's a Tsunami Shield 8000, and I put a top shot of 80-pound fluorocarbon on there. It goes all the way to the reel. I know the fish itself is not strong enough to break that. I mean, maybe if it gets wrapped on a piling, yeah, they can definitely still break it. But then I go ahead and tighten the drag all the way, which I actually gotta loosen up now while I'm not using it. Tighten the drag all the way, palming the reel with my hand, and then the rod. The rod had a ton of power. This is a Tsunami Trophy Series, but it's a jigging rod. It's like a 50 to 100 pound class jigging rod. This is what I would use for like amberjacks or like an all-around boat rod offshore. And then the last is the hook. You need a hook you know is not gonna bend. You guys can see that. It is a big old beefy. This is what I use for grouper fishing. I know they're not gonna bend. I can show you guys what the hooks are. That's the ones I'm using right there. A bunch of different kinds, but I like them. And that does it. I mean, that is just a total beef setup. You can put a ton of pressure on fish with it. And like you can see there, it whooped that fish. Again, one more shout out, Thunderbird Real Food Bars. I'm liking them. I'm all out of the coffee one, so I gotta get more. Eat the last one today. But this is a really good one too. They're all good, but I like this one a lot. Coffee and this is my favorite, the maple pecan. The description will have links to these guys. Really cool. I've talked to the owner of the company for a while. Go check them out, hit them up, try them out. Great boat snack, great fishing snack. Keep them in your truck, whatever. But I'm stoked. Oh, the size. I didn't even talk about the size of the fish. So I went back and measured the dock. I had from the pictures, I was able to get, there's one nail on the dock that's a new nail. And I was able to get a really, really good reference point off that. That dock is 4 foot wide, 48 inches wide that dock is. And with my measurements, that fish was a hair under 44. I'm calling it 44 for an unofficial measurement. 44-inch snook, absolute beast, demolishes my, I mean, I had a 42 as my biggest snook until that. But live ladyfish did the trick, and we got us a river monster. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Later.